Welcome everybody. We are the Reality Roommates, and we're back with another episode 4 Big Brother 25. Now, this episode was jam-packed. We had a whole bunch of situations happen. We had new alliances. We had people leaving the house. We had two people leaving the house, not just one. And then we had a very good ending, or a very questionable ending, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Let's first start with the new alliance, the Professors. Now, if you ask me about the Professors, I would say I love them. You know, they're all older. It's good to see the older people getting representation and actually having a chance to win. You know, because when we were looking at the interviews, we were laughing at the older people, like Felicia and Bowie.
Well, I wasn't.
Well,
But you guys were, yeah.
Willie picked him out of pure luck because me and Ivan were destroying him when it came to picks. But
What can I say, bro?
it's working out in his favor. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm happy to see the older people having a chance to win this game and actually, collectively being together. And I love their name, the Professors, because they're gonna take the kids to school. I just like the way Izzy said that. But let me know what you guys think. Willie, we'll start with you.
I love it. See the older people, band together, and they're the brains of the house. They're the smartest people in the house. They're, they're the wisest. They band up together, and I'm really excited to see what they do this season, man. I'm rooting for them. As you guys seen from the draft, I got basically all of them, so I'm rooting for them. Bowie, all of them. I'm rooting for them.
Ivan, what?
You said what?
Who has Izzy on their roster? I wonder.
Man, who else?
Me.
This man has every unathletic person.
I have Izzy, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look. I know who I have.
But what do you think about the Professors, Ivan, and how Hassam is also leading the charge?
Well, I like the alliance. There are some pitfalls that can happen with the alliance because it's like, yes, you have the votes, but you still have to win some physical comps. So luckily for them, they have like a high sum, and we'll see how Jared does. Even though it's very dangerous for Jared to win an HOH, I would not advise that because then
I wouldn't either.
He has to reveal what side he lies upon.
Yeah.
So they're really at a disadvantage when it comes to certain physical comps. But if things go right for the next two HOHs, they might be in a good position. But the young folks might still be able to pick them off a bit if they just can't win a HOH. I mean, we've seen it before with other alliances where it's like got the numbers and things like that. But if you ain't winning the HOH, your people.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be so mad if Jared wins this new HOH. Something's just telling me he might just go for it and win it, and now he's gonna have to pick a side, and that would be the worst case.
Jared definitely has the tendency to make. Well, I wouldn't say tendency because it's not like he's making multiple mistakes, but he did make a big mistake, which we'll talk about later on when we talk about the eviction interview. But we'll save that for until we get to that. But next up, we actually have the situation that has the internet in a frenzy. The Luke situation.
I mean, it had the feeds down for 2 days.
Yeah, so
Luke.
Now, me with the Luke situation, I personally think, and I know this might be I wouldn't say a controversial take, but he's from Broward County, right? So let me just start.
Differentiate. He's from Coral Springs.
Okay, yes, he is from Coral Springs. So he's from Coral Springs, Broward County, but nonetheless, Broward County and Broward, man, I'm not saying it's acceptable, but I just know so many people who are white who say the N-word that, and I feel like the way Luke said it's not in a malice intent. It wasn't with malice intent. Kind of like what Jared said, he can differentiate the difference between malice intent versus someone who kind of just says it on a regular basis with black guys probably giving them the pass or not, who cares type of thing. But me personally, do I care about it? Yes, absolutely. I feel like no white person should say it, but at the same time, I feel like there was no malice intent. I feel like there was no ill intent when he did say it. Man, I know we're gonna get to Jared's reaction, but I'll let you guys speak on how do you guys feel about him saying it?
Willie, you go next.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was just a bad mistake. It was just a terrible mistake that he did. You could
Yeah,
just instantly see the regret on his face. I honestly like. I'm gonna say I kind of felt bad because I know that was just a pure mistake. I feel like it was just a mistake. I know nobody, no white person should be saying and we're dropping n bombs, but I feel like he generally realized like, yo, I made a mistake, and I kind of felt bad. I was like, dang, like it shows you one word could just ruin your whole thing. But it's crazy, man. It's
yeah,
really crazy to see.
yeah. What do you think about it, Ivan?
All right, so I'm torn. I'm torn two sides. So here's the thing. I'm gonna give you guys some context that they didn't show on the show. Before this particular night, because I saw this happen live.
Yeah,
I was watching feeds that night.
I
So
know you had the biggest shock on your face.
yeah,
yeah, I go on Twitter to like run it back to see what they were saying to make sure I heard what I thought I heard.
yeah,
So here's the thing leading up to this, Luke was like non-existent on the show, like on the
Yeah.
feed, well, to the point where the other house guest was like, yo, what's up with Luke? He's weird, da da da. It was to the point where he was so non-existent. Like I told you guys before, there was like a twin theory running around the internet that, oh, Luke was a twin, because
Yeah.
that's why he's acting so aloof, because he's switching in and out or whatnot, because
yeah,
he was being weird. So this particular night, which was, I think this happened not yesterday, but the night before last, this was the first day that Luke was awake and he was talking to people, and he figured out that day, like, oh shit, I'm not in the big alliance. I'm not in either big alliance.
yeah,
And he went to go talk to Riley. He was talking to other people, so it was kind of like a situation where we were gearing up for a situation where Luke was like that last piece on the board, and it was like, oh shit, which way is Luke's vote gonna go? Because now Luke is activated, and I feel like what happened is the ball got rolling. This was the first time he was actually talking to people, and he let it fly out his mouth, because guess what? He probably did not have any good like self-control, or maybe that's why he was so quiet in the first place, because he knew he couldn't control his mouth.
yeah,
But it was the first day that he was yapping, and he ends up saying that same night. So to me,
Crazy.
he probably already knew, yo, I don't have good self-control in my mouth. Let me not talk to these people like that.
yeah,
The first time he does, he ends up getting caught. But as far as what he said, yeah, it's like you both said, it's egregious. We can't have that on the national game. In no way. This is blasted out to the whole world, let alone the whole country. And we know the climate of things. We just can't have that in the game. I don't care if it's not. I think Big Brother made the right decision to get there. And this is the first time they've done it where they immediately got rid of someone in the game.
yeah,
Very proud of them for doing that. I know some people are upset with Jared and his reaction.
yeah,
For me, you gotta, and I don't think people are thinking about it in certain ways. Meaning, number one, Jared, nobody anticipated in that room that this dude was gonna say that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it live and I was like, wait, what? So
That was rewinding.
right. So at this point, Jared's probably like, hold up, like, bro, you know we're being like recorded from all angles. You got a mic on. You just said that shit.
yeah.
Like, I was probably shocked. Now you're quickly thinking, I'm being recorded by like 70 angles. How do I react? You don't want to be perceived as maybe in a stereotype type of situation where it's like, oh, I'm gonna get, ball this dude up. Now, what are you getting? You might get kicked out the house with him. So I actually like Jared's response in the moment, because I know he got a lot of heat about that on Twitter. Now, here's where what I didn't like, though, was I felt like not only Jared, but I feel like Big Brother as a whole was shooting Luke some bail with this edit tonight.
They were, yeah. They definitely did.
He can go down, and then they had the scene where Jared's kind of shooting him some bail, like, oh, it wasn't malicious and all that. But no, we got to shame these people because it's like you just said, Willis. There are a lot. We're from Brown County, Florida. There are a lot of white people that are hood adjacent, or live in the hood, or whatever the case may be, and you feel like that shit is okay. And this is a national example of, no, that shit is not okay. Don't say that shit. And what I always try to explain to people, because I've known white people who do try to say the N-word, right? And what I always try to tell them is, there's no such thing as a national N-word pass. Yeah. So you can, 100 black people that is cool with you using the N-word. There's no universal passport or something that you could now fly to Oakland or fly to Philly or fly to Brooklyn or wherever you go and say, oh, look at this. I got my N-word pass. I'm good. I'm certified. That doesn't. So therefore, you go try to use that in a different spot and you're going to end up with some problems, even though you can claim, look at all these pictures I got with my hood friends. That shit don't matter. So stop that shit. Unless you could go to every hood in America and let that shit fly and you good, don't do it.
Yeah.
I
do disagree.
Hold on. Yeah. Just one more thing. And I know people say, oh, but black people use it and it's in songs or whatever. But bro, I've watched mob movies where Italians will say things about themselves. They'll call each other like the W word, which I'm not gonna say because I don't know how offensive that is to an Italian person. But
yeah,
I know I'm not going to use it. I'm not Italian. Or for instance, homosexual people will use the F word. I'm not going to use that.
Exactly.
So, but do I feel like they can use it? Of course. That's like when women call each other bitches. Hey, bitch, da da da. They talk like that. But you can't just let that fly against women.
Bitches.
Right. It's just common sense. People are smart enough to know context and know what works and what doesn't. I don't want to hear all that. He don't know or rap songs. I don't want to hear that shit. We're too advanced now in 2023 to have those kinds of thoughts where it's like, oh, why can't I do it? You know why you can't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be explained to you.
No, I do agree with everything you just said, except that you said like we should shame them. I do think that there should be a learning curve when it comes to when they do things like this, because like I said, I truly don't think it was with malice intent, and
no, it definitely wasn't.
And whether it's with malice intent or not, it's not right to say it. But since it wasn't with malice intent, I don't think we should shame him. I think he should just like take it as a learning lesson. You feel me? Like even people who do say it, white people who do say it, to me it's like with everything, everyone learns at some point. If you're doing something wrong, you learn at some point. So
right.
No matter what, it wasn't with malice intent. Therefore, I don't think we should shame him. But I feel like him getting kicked off the show and the backlash that he's naturally gonna get from it being a public show, is enough of a yo, ding ding ding, don't use that word,
Right.
But shaming, I get what you meant. To me, shaming should be upon those with malice intent.
Let me clarify. So when I say shaming, I don't want to see him broke and destitute, because I know he's a graphic artist or whatever. So I don't want to see him necessarily be broke and destitute by it. You need to be shamed so you can learn. So shamed is not, that doesn't mean your finances is killed or whatever the case may be, or you can never go out in public and be a human again. But you still need to know shame so that you know not to do it again. Same thing with children. We tell them, no, you don't do. It's shame. You get a little shame.
Yeah.
To know shame and humility so that you know what's right and what's wrong. So this is why I don't feel like a slap on the wrist, that's not good enough. You need to be shamed. And then you come back from this and you show us that you've learned and you've grown from this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
think there's coming back from it though, to be honest. especially 2023. There's no coming back from that. I'm gonna be honest. He's already kicked off the show. When he goes home, he's probably gonna lose hella like job opportunities and stuff. So it's kind of like there's no really like coming back from this. It's kind of just
Well,
because you know how it is in 2023.
I'll say this. I watched this show a long time, and there's been people that have been way worse than him that have come back from this. Like Erin from season 15. She was the most racist person I've ever seen on this show. And she wasn't
Yeah.
kicked out because she didn't drop a N-word or whatever, but she did say very, very, very racist things and let her beliefs fly. And she's doing very well out there in the internet world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen her pages and whatnot, still has a gang of followers. Are those followers probably other races? Probably. But unfortunately, this country has tons of them. So he will be just fine because there will be people willing to employ him. There's people willing to, there's people giving money to Kyle from last season. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had hashtag KKK Kyle. Like, so.
Wait, didn't all Kyle do just like call out like a cookout or something like that?
Huh?
Isn't that all he did? Isn't all Kyle like he just called out a cookout last season, right?
Well,
No, that's all he did.
All the people of color were working together, even though like he really knew that they weren't because he was in the Leftovers Alliance with people of color. So it's like, bro, that same year they kicked out like I think 2 or 3 black women like before, because I forget their names, but I remember Amira, and then there was a girl,
Yeah.
the top lady from Broward. Like these people were women of color that got kicked out by the Leftovers. Like clearly they're not all working together, but his like whatever race thing he has in his head kicked into overdrive and he couldn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his body. So I don't know if he's necessarily a stone cold David Duke racist, but these people have biases. Whereas the Erin girl from season 15, she was a cold flat out because she didn't.
I feel like
But she also insulted the one Asian woman on the cast. I mean, Julie gave it to her ass when she like was leaving the house and
I remember that.
and yet, like I said, there's people still giving her money and she's doing quite well. So he will be okay.
Last thing I'll say about him, about Luke, is that we kind of called it in a way. We said he gives us Kyle vibes.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think Kyle's racist, but you know Kyle still made a mistake last year, so I do think he gives Kyle vibes, and we were right. So, but
Yeah.
what happened?
He did it to himself. Like I pity him more than anything else. Like he's just a big dummy, dude. Like you're on TV. What are you doing?
Yeah. But moving on to Riley, and her HOH reign. It is now coming to a close with this being eviction night, and it seems like people are catching on to you know her whole alliance, and it starts with Jared, you know, telling his mother. Then his mother tells Hassam, and tells the rest of the group knows that you know it's the older versus younger, you know, but the younger people aren't really aware of. They know of this divide, but they're not aware that the other side, the older, know of this divide. Until you have Red, who decides to me, was the dumbest thing he could have done.
Dumbest thing he could have done.
Even though he tried to disguise it as in if it's just his farm boy instincts or whatever, knowing. And then after that, Izzy also did the same thing and tells her, oh, come on, let's stop playing dumb. We both know what's going on here. I think there are both stupid occasions or stupid things to do to the HOH one, even though the week's pretty much done, but also too, just like you're alerting her. Why are you alerting her? There should be no reason.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. The reason I feel like they alerted her, and I partially agree, especially with Izzy. Izzy's very high strung. Red, I actually feel like she bought his reasoning, but Izzy for sure. But what they didn't show on the show is, so these people, like the family style alliance, they were hanging out hard body. Riley was barely ever leaving that HOH room.
Mm-hmm.
So she did it to herself, because you got to be a real dummy to not think they're clicked up.
if
Yeah.
you don't even HOH room, family.
Yeah.
So it's like,
when you put it like that,
yeah, you know, so to me, like, she's acting a bit more shocked on the show than she should, because what do you think they're gonna think? You only hanging out with certain people and not leaving that room.
Yeah.
Here's another thing, and they didn't show this on the show. Maybe they'll show it next show, so I'm not gonna spoil who. But there is a leak within that group that's not Jared. I will tell you that.
That's interesting.
Say less. Say less.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that group is moving sloppy, and this is how all that info is just being thrown out there.
Exposed. Wooly Woo.
You could just tell they were gonna move sloppy. You could just tell just by how it was formed. You could just tell they were gonna move sloppy. But now on to Red and Lizzie or Izzy. Is it Izzy or Lizzie? Izzy. Both of them. I don't know why they would kind of just confirm that there's two sides of the house. To Riley, I don't know why they did that, because now it's pretty much A versus B. Let's go. One side of the house versus the other side of the house is what it seems like it's going to be. They didn't need to like confirm that to Riley. I don't know why, but that was just not a smart game plan whatsoever. And
yeah, and it seems that Cirie is having a problem with kind of, because, like, you know, what's her name? Izzy ends up telling Cirie that she was talking with Riley, et cetera, and Cirie, we saw in the diary room that she had a problem with this, you know, Izzy kind of yapping too much, and that she has to ease her way into conversations because Izzy is so emotional, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think Cirie's gonna. I want to see that dynamic, kind of how Cirie controls her emotions with Izzy, because Izzy does have something against her that she could use at any moment, drop that bomb, and completely annihilate, you know, Jared and Cirie.
Bruh, look, Izzy has this family at gunpoint. It's literally like, imagine if someone broke into your house and said, "We're family now," or
yeah,
I know where all the bodies are buried. So guess what? We're family.
Yeah.
And you're stuck with them. Let me tell you this, man. Like, I've been watching the feeds, and it's been the most entertaining feeds because of Izzy. Izzy is literally cracked. Like, she is. I hate to use the word crazy. I know it could be offensive to some, but she is one of the wildest cast members that have been casted on the show in a while. She is emotional. She's all over the place. She can't keep secrets. She doesn't know how to whisper. It's great. It's great.
And that sucks. It sucks that she's my pick too, because she's already kind of showing some of her weaknesses in Big Brother. Because like, she's talking a little too much. Like, just relax. Another example of just relax. You're on nobody's radar. Just relax.
Look, I love the fact that there's two sides of the house. As you guys know, my favorite season of Big Brother of all time is BB6, where there was two sides of the house. It was defined early, and it was just war. So I love this for them. Izzy really, really hates the other side. She's constantly like talking about it. It's been great feeds. And it's been great to see Cirie have to deal with trying to control Izzy. Yeah. This is going to be, I think, the largest obstacle for Cirie to a victory, is trying to deal with Izzy. I feel like what eventually may happen is she may let Izzy get on that block.
Like, yeah, that'll be the smartest thing for her, bro.
But hey, if it's going down, let it happen.
But then again, Izzy's gonna expect that shield, and when Izzy don't get it, she gonna start yapping right before she even.
I think Cirie could play it off well enough where it's like, "Hey, I'm fighting for you, but this other person, Riley, put you on the block, or whoever from the other side, Jag, is putting you on the block. I'm fighting for you."
And then convince her emotionally to be like, "Yo, I'm gonna fight with you till the end," and then she's gonna be like, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep your secret no matter what."
Right. Cirie doesn't have to vote her out. It's just, hey, make sure the numbers fall where, hey, she's getting voted out. I don't know who flipped. I don't know what happened. We've seen Paul do this again.
Millions of times we've seen Paul do this.
Yeah. But now we're gonna transition to the eviction. Now tonight it was a unanimous vote. with it being
Bye bye, Kirsten.
with my girl Kirsten getting out, my draft pick. So I was
So you got on now, right?
actually, yeah, I have 2 picks gone.
As expected.
I thought
you know,
Kirsten
you were
was
making
gonna
fun of me because of
stay.
my.
I thought Kirsten was gonna stay because Luke left, but it turns out that's not the case, which is fine. You know, last
It's
year,
not fun. It's not fun. You're 2 down.
last year, if I were to pick Taylor, you know, everyone would been laughing at me. But you know, so this year I'm not worried. You know, I still have some strong picks, who seem to be in a very good position right now. So
Okay.
let's talk about Kirsten getting eliminated and her interview after. Because in the interview, after she got eliminated, she reveals that an hour prior to her eviction, Jared released some information saying that his family calls him Jay Beezy, and
Right.
earlier, well, within the weeks, Cerie said that she has a son who she calls Jay Beezy. So, yeah, let's talk about that mistake. Kirsten said she didn't catch it until, you know, Julie said that there's a mother and son and told her who it was. But let's talk about if anyone else might have recognized and if this could be brought up later on and you know, his mistake. So we're talking about Kirsten getting evicted and the mistake that Jared made, you know, that she revealed in the post interview. Ivan, we'll start with you.
That was a bombshell, dude, because who knows who else heard that or who else is going to put that together. Like, for instance, you don't want a Corey to have heard that because Corey's
Facts.
already a fan of. So now if Corey hears that, he's going to put that together. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he didn't hear that, but it's possible that he did.
Yeah.
Or who else knows? I mean, Riley's a smart girl. Jag's pretty smart. They might put it together. Who knows? So we'll see. We'll see if that's an isolated event. I mean, we've seen Jared dodge bullets before. I mean, it's not like Izzy was quiet about announcing that was his mom. She yelled that shit, and somehow they hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did to this day? So he might be lucky.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Willie?
Jared has to just chill out, man, because one more slip up, the whole house could know, and then it's done. It's done just like that. So he just got to watch what he says. And if anything, honestly, I feel like he might be the one to just like blurt it out one day, like by accident, just call her mom or something. I generally feel like one day he'd by mistake, he'd just be like, "Yo, mom," and now everybody knows. Which would be unfortunate for his game because it would be RIP for his game, but I feel like something like that will happen.
I think we're finally realizing this season how hard it is to keep your mouth shut, like about certain things, you know, like little things that you're so used to saying, whether it is the N-word with with Luke or just calling, you know, relating things to your family who's in the house with you as a secret, you know, like it can get really tough for some people. So I don't know. I feel like it's tricky with your words. You have to watch your words. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting really tough. But yeah,
it's super tough.
Yeah, but like Kirsten getting eliminated, how'd you guys feel about that?
I mean, she did it to herself. The first episode, she did it to herself. Like, it was no surprise. It was gonna happen. Like, there's not really much to say. She kind of just dug her own grave. Not really much. Like, she played the game too hard. First day too.
The only surprise I've had is, which a lot of other people have had as well, is a lot of people were assuming they were going to cancel her eviction due to Luke's exit.
That's what I thought.
So I was actually kind of surprised that they still went through with her leaving, especially because this is such a long season with 100 days. So I don't know what their plan is. At first I thought, well, okay, they're evicting her, but there's going to be a battle back. But then Julie tells her about the mom, the Cerie and Jared thing.
Yeah.
So now I definitely know she's not coming back. So I have no idea what they're going to do with this schedule because they're locked in for 100 days here. Hey. So, and we people unexpectedly. So
There's basically a guaranteed jury battle back though, because like 100 days, like they got to bring somebody back.
And honestly,
Yeah.
that kind of leads us to our final point, which is the ending of the show. You know, like you guys were mentioning the 100 days, we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what's going to happen next. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the episode, we find out that the house guests are completely out of the house. They even showed outside. I thought they were outside. They even showed outside. They were not even outside. You know, so it's like, I don't know where they are at all. Hey, this is something new. This is something different.
no clue.
Yeah.
Only the rumors I've been seeing was tonight they were going to add a new house guest. That didn't happen. I didn't see anything about them all getting transported out of the house. Don't know where they're going. Julie did say there was going to be feeds tonight, so I will be checking for that consistently throughout the night. But yeah, I literally have no idea what this big twist is. But I'm curious to, what happens.
Yeah, they might pull some creative thing, who knows, but I have zero clue. Very excited to see though.
Very excited to see episode 5. But let us know Oh, go ahead. Hey.
Before we close out, let me get everybody's picks for HOH since we didn't even see a comment.
Yes,
but you think it's going to be HOH?
I think Hassam is going to chill out.
Hopefully, if he doesn't, he's
honestly, wow. I feel like we're going to get one of the professors winning.
Nah.
I feel like we're going to get one of the professors winning, kind of shake things up a little bit.
Who do you think?
Honestly, prediction, I got Jag, man. To be honest. I'm just going to throw out a wild card. I kind of feel like
I don't know why, but something's telling me like Jared or Cameron's going to win. Like one person from one of the sides. Oh, well, obviously.
Jared definitely is not going to try to win this one.
Really terrible for Jared to win this HOH. Yeah.
I just feel like he's going to make that mistake and realize it after. But yeah,
that would be
that is something that
of his game right now to win that HOH. It's too early for that. He's in too good with everybody. He's playing two sides. He needs to lose this shit.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I would say Jared or Cameron.
I'm gonna go with my dog Izzy. I need it.
Izzy would stir things up, heavy.
Yeah, she would be a mess for a whole week, and I need that.
No, that's definitely a good pick. That would be some good TV.
Yeah,
that would. Yeah.
But let us know who you guys would choose to win HOH within the next coming days. Let us know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let us know. We'll be coming back to every single comment. So let us know. Hit the subscribe button as well if you guys like what you guys saw here for more BB news. And yeah, man, BB 25 episode 5 coming soon. We'll be reviewing every single episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.